Hello, my name is James Cooper, and today I will be going over three key points that I wanted to recognize throughout these slides. The first key point that I want to go ahead and recognize is the importance of recycling e-waste. Knowing how to properly recycle your electronic devices, it can help change the world. While technology is continuing to grow, users are often unaware or ignore the proper techniques when recycling electronic. When an electronic is not handled properly, it raises concern of pollution and even public health. Substance toxicity is released in many of the electronics that we use. When dealing with this toxicity, it is very important that we work together to help recycling companies take the right precautions. If an electronic is not properly handled, it can spread through our soil and even our groundwater. While today, many consumers typically want the newest product on the market, whether it be the newest iPhone or the newest PS5 that's coming out. While cost does play a factor, substance toxicity is the most important reasons for recycling to prevent pollution. According to Feng Wang, in many LCD devices, they contain many hazardous substances such as mercury. When mercury isn't properly disposed of, it can create many serious health issues that can affect our respiratory and even skin disorders. Today, roughly 15 to 20% of all e-waste are recycled in the US. While this number is low, I think over the years we have gotten better, but I believe by increasing this number, I think we can all kind of budge in and take the right precautions when recycling. The next key point that I want to kind of go over is the effect of groundwater and soil within the water. Metals with a density higher than 5 or 6 GCC and atomic number more than 20 that is beyond calcium in the periodic table are known as a heavy metal. As technology is continuing to grow, it is estimated that the annual consumer sales are estimated at around $2.2 trillion. However, if a product is not properly exposed of by recycling e-waste, it can cause contamination on the environment and even our public health. Residue from high concentrated metals are released into the air and can affect our plant roots. According to a study conducted by Rahim Makar, studies have shown that treated and untreated wastewater, if used irrigation, can cause accumulation in the elements of CD and PD in the eligible portions of vegetables, which can cause health issues if consumed for a long duration. Unrecovered metals can flow into an organic or inorganic formation and travel through the soil. Therefore, while cost does play a factor, some studies indicate that the use of less cost effective methods to reduce the cost is not as efficient as using the right precautions. This should not be the case because if we were to treat e-waste properly, we can see that the percentage of people recycling could potentially go up. The last main point that I want to go ahead and make is what effect does it have on children? This topic is very important to me because I think that learning what it does to the generations below us is a really important topic to kind of cover. So, according to the Family Foundation, children ages 8 to 10 years old spend an average of 8 hours a day on an electronic device. And for teens, they spend an average of 12 hours on their devices. Children who are exposed to social media have a high risk of encountering a negative effect that can potentially damage their well being. In a study conducted by the Kaiser Family Foundation, they claim that children who are exposed to technology at an early age, they will experience some type of health problem, academic problem, or being overly sexual content. Therefore, consuming more than 2 hours a day on an electronic device has been proven that has increased the risk at obesity. Children who consume more than 2 hours a day on an electronic device are less active and consume a higher calorie food count. According to research, only 57.8% had parental control and consumed chips and candy while during their usage of the electronic. On the other hand, speech delays for children who consume more than 2 hours of television. For toddlers, it was proven that they have created speech delays. However, they were not all negative. Some have developed an increase of vocabulary, while others have created an attention disorder. Going over all three key points, I think that there are all very important towards our world. I think we need to start taking the right precautions when recycling and reducing the amount of screen time that we give children. Kind of putting these factors hand to hand, I believe that if we were to teach children at an early age about the proper usage and the proper protocols when trying to when recycling a product,